All right, here we go. Welcome everybody back to the Life and Leverage podcast. Very excited. We got Greg Khojikian with us of Legends Trading. We have a pretty big announcement over here at Target Trading Academy, so we had to bring Patrick himself back as well. Rain, how you doing, buddy?
Doing awesome, man. Doing awesome. Yeah.
Good. Well, the reason we've got this whole thing together, Greg and Pat and I have spent countless hours lately talking with each other.
You
getting
two
this all set
hours
up.
than I've spent.
It's pretty obvious you've spent some time at putting this thing together. It's a pretty awesome opportunity for our students. It really is.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Gives them the ability to trade with the firm's money, up to starting with a $125,000 account size. You can trade up to 15 contracts in the minis and up to 80 contracts in the micros. So that's a huge opportunity for a lot of people to be able to start their trading account like that. Greg, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man? What got you into wanting to fund traders?
Sure. So my background is I've been in the futures for about, I would say, 24 years. I started as a broker assistant at Global Futures Exchange and Trading Company. About 17 years later, with God's grace, I had the opportunity to buy the firm. So I run a independent introducing brokerage firm called GFF Brokers. We mainly focus on retail clients, handheld, walk them through step by step. And about 5 years ago, I noticed where it was shifting. It was going from retail trading to more funded programs. And a lot of retail clients, they saw a big opportunity where now instead of funding a $500 account, a $1,000 account with GFF Brokers, and it's hard to make money when you fund with only $500. It's like so they saw an opportunity with the funding programs where they have to go through an eval. Some firms call it combine trading, where they have to go through an evaluation, and if they pass the evaluation, now they get a funded account. Obviously, there's a lot of restrictions as far as discipline, right? So yes, you do get $100,000 account, $50,000 account with 10, 15, 20 lots in the E-minis and about 80 contracts in the micros. But at the same time, there's also risk parameters you have to follow, right? Same with your own individual account.
Right.
Just because you're handed a $100,000 account, it doesn't mean you have to take every trade or put a 10, 15 point stops. So yes, it is not your money. We're giving you that opportunity to trade, but as long as you follow that risk parameter, you pass, then we fund you, and you have to continue trading with that same risk parameter. And if you're a successful trader, you do keep 90% of the profit.
That's huge. That's bigger than most firms out there. I think usually they'll start you off even lower, and then you kind of have to work your way up to getting to keep 90% of your profits.
Definitely.
That's amazing. So what we've done over at Target on our side is, because Pat's whole money management program was based around people being able to start on a smaller account size and build their accounts up and trading with their own money. Now, being able to trade with your money and the firm's money, that takes a different mindset and a different way of trading. So we wanted to incorporate Patrick's skills and give these people the best chance that they can to get in there and really start making some money and trading with the big boys.
I agree.
Pat, what do you think about the new money management structure?
Well, a couple of things I can tell you, and Greg's absolutely right. what a lot of people don't seem to understand is $150,000 is a drop in the bucket when you have no idea what you're doing. Okay. When you know what you're doing, 150 grand, you can become very dangerous and you can be very, very successful. We teach people money management, Mike, you know that. People don't like being told when they're wrong. They don't like being told that they have to stop. They don't like being told, okay, well, you're up $750 right now. The choice is yours to risk 350 or to keep going. But if you lose or you break even, you've got to leave. Because to me, trading is all in your head, psychological. Learning the method is simple. It's actually controlling yourself, which becomes the problem. And it's all psychology, because let's say you make $700 on your first trade. You can risk 350. If you lose or you break even, you're done for the day. So you're going home with something. Let's say you lose. You're not going to remember the $700 winner you had. You're going to remember the $350 loss you had. Now you have a fiduciary responsibility to Legends because you're trading their money. You've got to trade by their rules, and it's an entirely different mindset. It's not just, I'm going to keep throwing money and keep throwing money at a problem. The issue is you're going to go broke way before you figure out what your problems are if you're not going in there without a plan, without education, without patience and discipline. And by the way, Mike, by the way, a lot of the competition, of Greg's competition, they give you free education. Well, let me explain something to everyone. If you think it's expensive now, wait until it's free. Then it's going to become very costly. And people really need to think about that for a minute. Just let it marinate in their brains for a little bit to understand what I just said.
Well, a lot of them too that I've seen, in all honesty, like when you go into a website, they have a form of AI that's just like a chat bot that'll pop up and say, like, how can I help you today? And that's just AI. Like that's at the majority of them, that's their training. Like it's just like you can go in and ask the bot like that questions, and it'll be like, well, we recommend this, and kind of, what I mean? It's pre-built responses. So it's not tailor-made and custom-made to help you out as a trader with the ideas in mind and the structured way of trading with $100 or $150 or $125,000 in your account.
It's also not realistic either, because everybody's different. You need hands-on coaching. You need people who are going to be there for you to work with you. The AI is just going to spit out whatever it's programmed to say. And if it's programmed by a guy who doesn't know how to trade or has never ever traded before, you're just going to get these canned answers. And of course, that's what you do. And people are just going to follow them, blindly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, what's the good side of that for you, Greg, is, you have people that are trained that not only make the parameters, but people that you're going to be able to trust to be able to trade with that kind of money, right? That's what you want, is educated and good traders.
and constant education. Now, again, coming from a retail brokerage firm, we had a lot of schools, vendors that used to send us clients. And the way I explain to traders, the fact that you take a course, you have to be disciplined, you have to learn how to manage your funds, but at the same time, stay on course. Look at Harvard, all top universities. You go to become a lawyer. Harvard doesn't guarantee you're going to become a professional, great lawyer or great doctor. They're going to show you the methods, and it's up to you to grab that and enhance. Mm-hmm. Just because you join a school, it doesn't mean that you're going to depend on them and become successful. No, a lot has to do with you too. You take the course. Now, are you going to follow it? How well are you going to take discipline? If they tell you got to take a 2-point stop, 2-point profit, you need to follow it. We notice a lot of clients trading futures on their live accounts. They put a 2-point stop. Market's about to hit their stop. They ended up cancel replacing their stop. Now they go to 3 points. It's 3 points. Let me take it. Let me move it to 4 points. I know now all of a sudden they're getting off course. They're not following the school's methods anymore. Now they're incorporating their own, but in a negative way. So
taking bad habits and just continuing to run with them.
Of course, or leave a position open. They're following all the methods, and they're in the green. They made a profit for that day, and they forget to cancel a stop or a limit. Yeah. And now they shut their computer down. The next day, they blew up their account. They call us. What happened? I was in the plus. Yeah, you're in the plus, but you had a limit in the market. You forgot to cancel it. And you just turn off your computer, you walked away, and now your limit got triggered. Now I put you back in position.
Yeah, that's an expensive lesson.
Of course.
One they won't forget.
Exactly. Yep. One that they won't forget, and they keep on making the same mistake. Trading futures is already risky. It's hard. And discipline is key. Discipline, and also at the same time know that not every trade you take is going to be a winning trade, right? Sometimes a trade could be a bad trade. You just got to learn and realize that if it's a bad trade, get out of it. You're going to have another opportunity, just like the ocean waves. It's not just one wave. You're going to catch the next wave.
Absolutely.
You gotta be ready to catch the next wave instead of just sticking to that one wave.
Heck yeah. And be open. Greg, go ahead, Ren.
Go ahead. So, Greg, you don't know this, but Patrick is my mentor. And he's taught me how to do his method, right?
I'm much older than Randall.
I don't mind saying that a younger man is my mentor at all, because he has such a huge wealth of information. And I kept getting into my own way. Like, I would overthink things, like what you were talking about. Some of those students, you leave an order on the screen, stupid stuff, right? So, the whole aspect of this is, as you were saying, people want to learn how to trade and trade other people's money if they can, but they have to have discipline. And if you don't have that discipline, like you were talking about, don't move your stop. If you have a 2-point stop, don't say, oh, the market's going to change direction and it's going to go my way. How do you know that? You don't. Take your lumps and move on, just as you said, right? And that's what Patrick, in his method, teaches students all the time. You have specific parameters that we're following. And then once you get into money management, it is just really, something special that you can apply and use in your personal trading. And it's not me becoming as good of a trader as Patrick. I want to become the best trader that I can be. And that's what everyone should strive to do. Not try to become another Patrick, another Preston, another Michael Fabiano. Be who you can be. Be the best that you can be. And that's what this program, if they follow a method, can give them. I think it's really incredible.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's anything else like it out there. I've never seen anything like this where they've actually paired up together and said, like, look, we want to educate you. We want you to be the best trader that you can be. Go ahead, Pat.
To Randall's point about when Randall said he was overthinking things, you can learn my method, honestly, in a week.
Yeah.
If you really focus and concentrate on it, you can actually use it, I'm going to say, successfully within 3 months. The problem is people get in their own way. We've got a surgeon, Robert, who started with us a couple of months ago. Said, man, I won 75% of my trades. I was only taking reversals, and then I started doing this other stuff. Okay, let me give you the easiest answer. Okay, just do reversals. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, you're going to get a dozen of them a day. What's the problem? And if you don't get one that's valid, don't take it. What's the problem? You come back tomorrow. And this is something that people don't understand. They for whatever reason have this misguided idea of what trading is. This is a craft, and you've got to work at it every single day to get better. This is not a buy, sell, buy, sell. There's no luck involved in this. You got to learn, to Greg's point, how to take a stop. If you can't learn to take a stop, this is not the business for you. You know, there's the old, what I told you guys before. You want to become a millionaire in the trading business? Start out as a billionaire with no training. Watch how fast that happens, because you know better and you just can't lose. Trust me. Part of this business is taking a freaking loss. The hardest part of this business is leaving while you're ahead. That is the most difficult problem I have ever encountered with people in this business.
Do you see how often did you see that just even on the broker side, Greg?
I see it a lot. I see it a lot. And there's some traders, they used to call us, hey, I'm up $200, block my account. They wanted us to block the account just so they could not get back in there, because they tried to get back in there. So they had a mental goal, let's say, of $400 a day. Once I reach that 400, I'm out. Guess what? They get that $400 the first few hours of the day. Now greed kicks in, right? So if I made $400, I have the rest of the day ahead of me. Let me make another 400. Let me make another $1,000, and now they lose it all, because now all of a sudden there's no discipline, and they're not following their method and their goals of, hey, $400 a day, and I'm good for that day. Now all of a sudden they made that 400, and they think they can make another 400, and so on. Sure, they can, but they could also lose 400 or lose their entire account.
Hey, Greg, how many people, and just use that $400 number, how many people have you ever seen who made their $400 goal, kept going, and ever stopped when they were at zero, at break even for the day?
I've seen a lot of guys started with $400, and instead of stopping, they continue. Now they lost it all.
Blew the whole account.
They lose it all because now emotion takes over, right? They trade, and then they lose another 400, and now they're back at zero. And instead of stopping, dude, I made 400, I lost 400. I shouldn't have done so. So I'm gonna get off. Tomorrow's a new day. Instead of that, let me try to make that $400 back. Now they lose 400. Now they're negative 400. Now they get in another trade. Let me break even. I'm okay with break even, even though 10 minutes ago they were at break even, and they didn't accept it, and now they lost it. Now they want to go back to break even. Now the 400 loss becomes $800 loss. Now all of a sudden they don't even use stops anymore, and they trade. So again,
and they start scaling in, right? So it will start going against them, and they're like, "Oh, I'll scale in. I'll buy sell another contract here," and it moves up to that one. And like, and then how many times do you see it where they'll get in? They'll scale in. It'll come back where they could have got out. Yeah. They could have pulled out at break even. Again, they saved themselves, but they're like, "No, I'm gonna stay in it again." And then it turns into another loss.
Yeah, that's they're trading, and all of a sudden they lose sight of their own methods and their own trading style. Now all of a sudden they're doing something way off chart. They're not using stops anymore, because now they're focused on making that $800 or $1,000 they lost, right? And we see a lot of traders where, look, trading itself is stressful. It's not meant for everyone. As long as you have discipline, you understand that trading future is risky, and you get in with a risk capital. A lot of people, they should only use their risk capital to trade futures, and risk capital is money you can afford losing without hurting your lifestyle. So put that aside. If it's $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever your risk capital is, use that money to trade futures. Anything more than that you put in, now all of a sudden emotion takes over. Now you're not trading with clear mind. And another thing we notice, clients, they trade on live simulation, right? So let's say they take Patrick's course, and we do instruct clients to go on a live sim account, maybe for a few weeks. And a few weeks later, if they're not ready, we tell them, don't go live till you're ready. Continue on live sim. So now they have 5 days, 10 days, consecutive tradings, and afterwards, now they're ready to go live. We put them on live trading. First day, they lose it. What happened? They froze. They got scared because now they're trading live environment. Emotion takes over. So a lot of times I tell clients, have discipline. What you're doing on your sim account, do exactly on live account. And if you see you're trading nervous all of a sudden because you're trading real account, switch to micros, right? So CME a few years ago, they came up with micro e-minis.
Greatest thing that ever happened. Greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah. So
Huge change.
Yeah, 1/10 of one E-mini S&P. See, when I started in the industry back in 2000, there was big S&Ps, $250 a point. E-mini S&Ps were still fairly new. Electronic tradings were fairly new. People were trading on a browser-based platform. I used to be the risk manager. I used to watch risk, and my risk module got updated every 2 minutes. So at a fast market movement, if someone went debit, it would take me 2 minutes to see that, to get them out of the market. So now with better technologies, better trading platforms, it made the retail self-direct traders' life easier. And I mean, again, everything is geared to discipline. What you learn from Patrick's course, you need to learn to follow it. And if you're not sure, don't be afraid to ask.
For sure. I tell you what, man, that's it. Pat, I'll let you take it away after this, but I mean, it's crazy how many times people won't say it into the room because they're scared to say it, and they know that Pat's gonna say, like, I know that you know better than that, you know? So then they just won't say it at all. And I'm like, look, that's what you're paying us for. Like, get in there and put it out and show your losses, and sometimes get reamed out for it. You know, you need to have somebody holding you accountable, and it's the people that don't get that, and they don't want to hear it, they'll never be successful in this business ever.
Well, they know
if they can learn to take that criticism,
they know everything. Well, then why'd you take a course? Why are you here?
Because they're going to teach us. They're going to teach us their method.
Oh yeah, they are. Everybody, I think half the people that join my course join it to prove me wrong, and then they become our most furious defenders.
Yeah, true.
Which and Mike, Randall, you've seen me do this live with people. Well, I've been trading for 20 years. Well, obviously you're terrible because you're trading for 20 years and you're still buying courses. So you must be terrible, and you really don't know what you're doing. The length of time you're doing something is absolutely irrelevant if you're not doing it correctly. You can't face what you're doing. And people say, well, I don't want to get yelled at. Well, I very rarely yell at people until about the 10th time they've done it the same way. And then, well, why don't you want to get yelled at? Well, because you were wrong. Yep. So what do you think is going to hurt more? Me giving you a verbal beating trying to save your freaking account, or your pride? Because if your pride is taking a bigger beating, this game is not for you. You need to leave, because you want to see what real pain is. Let Greg call you when you've gone debit. That's pain, because the money's gone and you owe. That's pain. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand.
Greg, one thing that's pretty cool about our program, and I don't, just because this is the first time that you and Randall have talked, but I know he said he's his mentor, but he was a student of Pat's for years, and then once it all finally clicked, then he started running his own room. He teaches this stuff every single night for Target Trading Academy.
Also, so Greg knows, I don't hire anyone who I did not train and they have to go live and stay there for me to hire them. And they don't know if I'm going to offer them a job or not. Randall had no idea I was going to offer him a job.
Nope.
But he was live and he was successful live trading. So you want to know something? Who are you going to learn more from? Someone who you don't know anything about, or someone who I brought from freaking zero, who had bad habits, broke the bad habits, and then went live and stayed there. That's the guy who I hire.
Yeah. That's my story. That is. And is it easy every single day? No. I mean, you're going to have losing days. And if I have two losing trades, I'm done. I'm absolutely done for the day. I'm going to come back the next day. I was just reviewing my March trades, putting them on a spreadsheet and looking at them. And I was really surprised how many GC winners I had this month so far, as I'm going through that. But it's a process that we have to go through and know and be disciplined enough to stop when you need to stop. And if you don't have a plan, you're going to plan to fail. I know that's an old adage that people say all the time, but it's so true.
True.
You know what I love too? I love the old, because Greg, we start them off at 2 contracts. Because if you can't trade 2, there's no way you're trading 5. It's not going to happen. Doesn't exist. So, I can't make enough money doing this. Greg solved that problem. Because what we're going to do is we bring them through our program. A 2 contract trade is the same as a 5 contract trade. We're going to run you up to as many contracts as you need so you can get used to handling that kind of size. And now people can't tell me, well, they can't afford it or it's not enough money. Guess what? Greg has given you the chance now. All you have to do is do it.
You have to prove yourself, and that's what your program does. They have to obtain $7,500 in a month, or however many trading days we have in a month,
and prove it.
Yeah, yep. and prove it, and then 7 days is all that you have to trade, right?
Minimum of 7 days, and the reason why there's a minimum, for Legends it's minimum of 10 days, but we have a special eval plan designed for target trading, where now you could pass as small as 7 days. The reason we have a minimum of days, just so what if you got lucky, right? One good trade and you don't trade anymore, and now you're a master trader. Now we give you our funds to trade. We want to make sure that you traded minimum of 7 days. But at the same time, you have 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to hit that target. If you don't hit the target in 7 days or in the first month, second month you may hit the target. You may hit the target on the third month. Now,
so that target resets every month. If you don't make that, it resets.
It does not reset. It continues, because what if you have the first month you have a $4,000 profit, right? Now your next subscription renewal comes, that $4,000 profit doesn't go away. You're continuing.
So you roll what you've earned in the previous month, working your way to that $7,500 target.
Yes, and let's say you made a mistake. You took a bad trade. You left an open position. You got liquidated. You got disqualified. You could reset your account for $85. For $85, you could reset your account. You get all new credentials. Now, what we instruct also our traders: if you get disqualified and you're close to the next renewal, don't renew your account, because on your next subscription renewal, if you have a busted account, we will renew your account for free. You'll get a free reset upon your renewal.
I don't know any other funding prop trading firm that does that. They all make you reset each time.
Definitely, and right now with with Fab, we decided to take a little different approach with your students, where with the tournament, right? So we're gonna have a tournament. You're not ready to join the eval. You want to show us your trading skills, what you've learned. Join the tournament. Join the tournament, and if you're first place, second place, third place, you get a free eval, the $125,000 program. I believe the first place also gets a high-end trading computer.
Custom built $4,000 trading computer from Flytech.
Mike, can I say something about that? Because unfortunately, I've got to leave in a few minutes.
Yeah.
What Greg is talking about is so important entering a tournament. And I'll give you a little background why. I was a professional fighter for 14 years. I wrestled since I was 6 years old to the highest levels of everything. I was not ready to step into a cage for a world championship when I was 6 years old. You got to work your way up. You get more experience. The more experience you get, the better you get. Every tournament that you enter is worth 1 year of training in the practice room. Think about that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Say that again, Pat.
Because it's freaking real now. And
Say
all
that
of
one
you
more
guys
time
that
so
you're
people
going on a
can
mat
hear it.
against, you've never rolled against before, ever. So the pucker factor is real, and you have to perform because it is real now. That's the greatest thing ever.
Say that one more time so that people can really grasp what you just said.
One tournament is worth 1 year of rolling in the practice room. Why? Because all the guys you're rolling with in the practice room, you know what to expect. You're in an area, you're in a comfort zone. Yeah, there's still a chance of danger, of injury and whatnot, but by that time, it's more so hurting yourself. When you go into a tournament where you've never gone against anybody before, you have got to be on it all the freaking time. And that's what trading is. Trading is not sitting in front of a screen all day hoping something comes along. You've got X amount of time, you focus. Something comes, you hit it. If it doesn't come, you don't do it. You've got to execute when it happens. And the more tournaments that you're in, the more experience you're going to get in a faster amount of time versus just sitting there and just, well, I was just doing this to get some executions in. No, don't try anything else. This is the real thing. Now you've got to perform. And when I find I eat what people call stress like candy. I love it because then I want to bang when the heat's on. You ever hear the thing in football? Give me the ball. I'm the guy that wants the ball all the time because I don't trust anybody else to do it.
And that's who you want to learn from. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's the fun thing about having all of these forces join. I think it's pretty cool that we got everybody on the line here. Greg, coming from your background, along with Patch and Randall's. I mean, it's pretty cool to have all of those angles for people that are willing to have you start at the bottom and train you in a right way. Do it in a competitive manner so that you can learn this stuff in as small as 3 months. God, I wish I had that opportunity when I first started. Honestly, I didn't, and I blew the shit out of my first account. And it was a completely different manner.
I blew a lot of money just trying to find something that worked. And then when I found Patrick and Dan at another firm, I saw this is the real deal. And so I stuck with it. And I was diligent and I was disciplined. It wasn't easy, but a lot of things that are good for you are not easy.
Well, again, it's not the method. The method works. We prove it every single day. We put our losses and break evens out. I'm the only guy in the business that produces trade levels the day before. Nobody else does it. Nobody has ever stepped to me. I have offered money. Come to me, do what I do, and show me how it's not real. It's never happened. I've offered everybody in the business. Now it's up to you. You have to follow the rules. And of course, along your journey, you're going to find certain variations of rules that work for you. And what I tell people, 80% of what you do is what I'm going to teach you. The other 20% is you. Maybe you don't like reversals. Maybe you only like breakouts. Maybe you don't like trending trades. You only like reversals. We're going to figure that out. But why do you need to do other things that you don't need to do? Just stick to what you're good at, because this is only about money. It's not about ego. If it's about ego, this is not for you. Trust me. Go somewhere else.
Yep. And what's cool about it is we have bots, we have indicators, we have all of the areas that Patrick calls out the night before. We have a indicator that just automatically you log into your NinjaTrader platform. All of the high volume areas, they all appear there. So you don't have to take time to draw them in every single day. All you got to do is learn how to take the trades off of those areas, which is what Patrick treats you. And then on the other end of it, we have a bot that'll actually execute for you. Okay. It knows the methodology and it can execute faster than you. And I think it's pretty cool that Greg allows that kind of, thing in for people to use in their program to become a funded trader. Because if you have something like that, not only can you execute faster and more efficiently, but you can manage that risk more efficiently, which is important to your side of things as well, right, Greg?
Mike, I've actually got to go to a doctor's appointment, and I would rather you focus on Greg for the last portion of this, because he is so freaking important and honestly, such a gracious guy in this. I've been dealing with Greg for a couple of years now. Dude, the guy is the salt of the earth. He's looked out for me when I didn't know there were things to look out for. And I've been doing this for not as long as Greg, but almost as long. And I think, I would love you to spend the rest of this show solely on Greg, because people do not understand the opportunity that he's giving you right now. And it's coming from the right place. That's what it is.
Agreed. Thanks a lot, Pat. Thanks for taking the time.
Yep.
See ya. All right. So, well, I mean, that being said, I couldn't agree more, Greg. What's me and Pat, when we were just explaining the whole thing to the rest of the team, we were talking about the conversation when we were just doing all of the paperwork and stuff like that. There was a lot of times that you broke down different things and made us think about different things that we didn't really think about. We're like, it'll work itself out. And you're like, no, you got to think about this. And you took the time to explain it to us, where we kind of just were rushing through. And you don't find that in a lot of people, man. And so, we really do appreciate not only how much you care about us and in our team, but we can see that, and that makes us feel a lot more comfortable of putting our students in the hands of people like that.
Of course. It comes from years of experience and dealing with retail clients, right? We see them all. And one thing we kept at GFF Brokers, and the same concept I'm following at Legends Trading Group, is that handheld experience, right? Traders, they go through the training course through Target Trading or other vendors out there, and now they're done. Now welcome to the real world. You're gonna open your own trading account. You're gonna trade, and they're nervous. They don't know the steps. They've done things on live simulation, trading live simulation versus trading live account. It's two different ball games, right? Just like you go to university, you become a doctor. After now that there's that whole residency, right? You got to get accepted at a hospital, and there's that handheld for a couple of years before you're ready to become a doctor and open your own practice. And that's basically us with that whole handheld experience. A lot of brokerage firms out there, they shift gears towards, hey, let's offer lower commissions, right? uh, and offer lower commission to the end user, and now the clients they can save that commission. But the client's not necessarily looking to save commissions. They're looking to have that experience. You're saving, instead of paying a buck and a quarter commission, now let's say you're paying 99 cents a contract. But if anything happens, you pick up the phone, that there's no human you can talk to. You want to get out of a position, your electricity went down, your internet went down. What do you do at that point? So now, to save a little bit commissions, you went with more online, a brokerage firm where they don't have that 24-hour service. With me, I realized that, sure, everything's shifting more electronically. However, we can't lose that human touch.
Yeah.
Where you made a mistake, your computer froze. Trading on an electronic trading platform, anything happens, right? You lose internet connection. Something that the trading platform might go down. There's a market news. Everyone's trading at the same time. Now it's a bottleneck. Now CQG or Rhythmic is having an issue. What do you do at that point? You're stuck 5 contracts, 10 contracts in the market. Market is going against you. Every tick, every second, you're losing a couple $1,000. So you want to be able to pick up that phone, call, and somebody's there to assist you to the best of their ability. So that same concept I'm incorporating at Legends Trading Group, where yes, it's not your funds. I can't say you're not risking anything, because you're risking that subscription fee. It's not free. It's still costing you a subscription fee every month. So there's a little bit of money out of your pocket with a big potential. So again, we want to make sure that handheld experience we're incorporating at Legends Trading Group as well.
So when so let's say that the students made, well, the trader, they're past being a student now, and they've made whatever. Let's say they made 10 grand. What is your payout? How do you pay it out? When do you pay it out? Those types of things.
Sure. Depends what plans you choose. Based on that, you could request your payout. Now, the payout that you request, you could request 2 payouts a month, right?
Okay, two a month. Okay.
2 a month. And based on the different plans you have, obviously the bigger plans you have, the more you're able to pull out. And
so let's just focus on TTAs. What
for 125,000.
125,000. How's
sure.
that going to pay out?
Sure. On 125,000, let me tell you.
And just so everybody knows, I'm going to link everything down below in the description down below. We'll have all of the links so you can sign up for the tournament and all of this stuff.
That's right. Because we're setting up a custom one. The one for TT is a little bit different on the payout rules.
Yeah, I figured it might be, and that's why I was asking.
If you have about $125,000 account, you need to make about close to $5,000 in profits before you're able to pull out your funds. Once you reach that 5,000, but now keep in mind that if you take the entire amount that's allowed for you to take out, now you have a little bit less wiggle room to play with. So on a $125,000 account, you need to have close to $129,000 before you're able to pull funds out.
Which is pretty fair.
Whatever you pull out, know that whatever profit you made, 90% is yours, 10% is to us.
Right, and then you have to pay that monthly fee to have access, to that, and that's just the cost of doing business.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you're paying that subscription fee. You continue paying that subscription fee as long as you're in the program. Now, 3 months later, we do evaluate every master account. So first, you got to go through an apprentice. That's the evaluation model. When you go from apprentice, then if you pass all the criterias and you reach all the profit target goals we put for you, then you go from apprentice to master pending. So that during that master pending, we're reviewing your account. We're seeing how you pass. Did you take one big winning trade and the rest of the 6 days you're getting in and out of the market at the same price, right? Because if you're doing that, you're kind of cheating the system. And if you're cheating the system, do we want to have a partner where you're keeping 90% of the profit right now, but you pass the course by cheating, right? So we review how did you get to that master pending. And if you followed all the goals and you did trade basically ethically, and you didn't try to pull fast one on legends with taking one big throw a Hail Mary, and one big trade, and you got there. Now at that point, you move from a master pending to master account. Upon master account, we reset your credentials. Now you're trading where anything you make, you get to keep 90% after that profit
So
target.
the apprentice is just the trial period.
Evaluation.
Evaluation.
Call it evaluation, call it trading combine, right?
Right.
Now,
And so definitely I can appreciate wanting to see that, every day they're doing reversals, or every day they're doing what we call an inverse trade, or a trending trade, a breakout trade. That there is a pattern there that you would see, so that you can justify moving them from an apprentice into a master's type of situation. It makes a lot of sense. And all of these criteria, when they sign up, they're going to have all of that information readily available to them, so that they'll know that.
of course, it's on our website now. Now, we do reserve the right 3 months later, if you're a great trader and we see a bigger potential in you, then we give you a real prop money to manage. We will introduce you to our partners where now at that point you are trading a prop money. And with prop money,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure. So with prop money is where it's live money at that point, where you become power of attorney over the account. And at that point, obviously, there's different rules. You'll be on a real account trading. So the steps are, first, when you're trading on apprentice, you're trading on a live sim environment, right? So when we move you from apprentice to master account, you're also on live sim trading. However, if you're making money, now we're paying you out.
You're actually making that money, even
You're
though
actually making that money. Now, 3 months later, if you're still successful, you're trading, you're doing good, then we will introduce you to our partners in a funding environment, where now you're trading prop money.
Okay.
And trading prop money, one of the reasons we want to put you on with real prop money from the beginning. If you're on apprentice, and from apprentice you go to master account, and the master account was real prop trading, there's a lot of setups, because at that point it's real prop money traded with an FCM. At this point will be with TradeOvate, where it requires different it may have a little different risk parameter, but also at the same time, you consider a professional trader. At that point, CME market data fee, instead of $16, now you're considered a professional trader, since you're managing the prop funds. it goes all the way up to $340, right? And you have to be a power of attorney. There's a background check. And it's just like you opening your own trading account. It's the same concept, but you're not opening your own trading account. You're becoming a power of attorney or an account manager over a real prop trading funds.
Okay, another question. So I'm at the master level, and I'm getting ready to move to what do you call it? Live or real
Prop.
money,
Prop.
money.
Yeah.
You mentioned Tradeovate. Can I still use Ninja? Or
Yes.
do I have to move to Tradeovate?
Yes. The transition is very smooth. It's the same trading platform. It's
Good.
Tradeovate, Ninja Trader. You can use Ninja Trader. You can use Tradeovate. Well, Ninja Trader bought Tradeovate, right? So Tradeovate, they had their own trading platform. They were an IB themselves, and Ninja Trader, they were a trading platform. They became an IB. Then
I just want to break that down real quick, Greg, just so everybody knows that's watching. IB means introducing broker.
Introducing brokers.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the IB.
Yeah.
I know it as initial balance.
So in our industry, in the futures industry, there's the exchange, and then there's CFTC, which governs us, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's NFA, National Futures Association, where they also govern us as well. And there's the exchange. There's Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? Before there used to be Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Chicago Board of Trade, New York Mercantile Exchange, and a few years back, CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, bought CBOT, NYMEX, COMEX, and they call it CME Group. So there's the exchange level, right? Under the exchange, there's FCMs, Future Commission Merchants. There's a clearing FCM and a non-clearing FCM. A clearing FCM has direct relationship with the exchange. So under the FCMs, now there's IBs, or introducing brokers. There's two types of introducing brokers. There's an IIB and there's a GIB. IIB stands for Independent Introducing Brokers. GIB is Guaranteed Introducing Brokers. At GFF Brokers, we're an IIB independent, meaning we could clear through multiple FCMs.
Gotcha.
Whereas Guaranteed IB, Guaranteed Introducing Broker, they could deal with one FCM. They have a relationship with only one FCM. Now, sometimes clients ask, so why can't we go to an FCM level? Why do we need an IB? If we go directly to the FCM, we could potentially get a better rate, right? Or closer to the exchange. In some cases might be true, but in most cases, FCMs, some FCMs, they don't have time to deal with retail clients. They want to be, their relationship, they see me as a client, whereas I'm a client of the FCM and I have thousands of accounts. So they cater me, I cater my client. Versus if you go directly to the FCM, they're going to cater you. But some FCMs, they don't have time to cater you.
Yeah, it's not a big enough account for them. Makes sense. And it's a business decision.
Of course, and with us being an IIB, where we're able to service our retail clients, whereas if they have problems, instead of you calling the FCMs, you call us and we'll assist you.
Right.
So that's a model of our futures industry. There's the exchange, there's the FCMs, and there's the IIBs.
That's huge. Thank you for explaining that. That's important, and I don't think. I mean, I know for a fact you can't just go to a prop firm and sign up and get a legit breakdown like that of somebody honestly telling you exactly, like, look, this is exactly how it's broken down. This is how I'm going to pay you out, and you you're so forthcoming with that. That's amazing advice for anybody to know if you're thinking about getting into this. It's good to know.
Yeah, and look,
Fantastic.
for every client, it's different. Not everyone's meant to be an evaluation model type of clients. Just like not every client's meant to be a real account trading, real money through GFF brokers, right?
Mhm.
If you want to manage your own funds, you want to trade your own funds, you go with GFF brokers. We'll cater that. But for
Yeah.
somebody that doesn't have the capital, but they want to trade on a larger account base, sure, there's that opportunity, but you have to pass a evaluation apprentice before you're able to manage a master account. So I can't tell you that Legends the way to go or GFF's way to go. Some clients they have some of GFF brokers clients they have eval accounts with other companies out there. So
Or
it's not,
they just have so much money that they don't need your money to trade. They'd rather just trade their money, correct?
well, they trade their money not necessarily they have so much money. Yeah, sure, that plays a big role, but at the same time, hey, if I'm going to trade my money, I want to trade my money my way.
Right.
I don't want to follow your rules. I have my own rules. I have my own way. If I want to, if I have $25,000 in my account and I want to take a $5,000 risk per trade, it's my money. It's up to me to follow whatever methods I want to follow, right? So for for those clients, trading their own money is the way to go.
Okay, so when we're trading and we have an open account with you, and so I'm taking trades and I'm trading the minis, and I can trade up to 15 contracts. You don't care in the evaluation as long as I don't lose more than 2,500. I forget the 2,750.
Yeah.
2,750 for
daily loss. The daily loss is 2,750, or there's a max trailing loss of 3,500, I believe.
Okay. All right. So daily 2,750, max 3,500, and then you got to restart.
That and you don't even open positions, right? End of day, you have to be out of the market. It's a very, very high risk to leave an open.
Absolutely. Yeah.
10 minutes before the market closes.
Well, especially now, right? You leave an open position. Yeah, nowadays market opens an hour later, right? But think of the weekends, right? Right now, market closed yesterday, Thursday, right? It's not open today. Market's closed. Saturday market's closed. Sunday market closed, and Monday market opens.
Yeah, it opens Sunday at 6. The market, the overnight opens at 6.
6 Eastern, yeah.
Eastern, right?
Yeah, for us, I'm in Pacific. I'm in California.
Okay, so
yeah.
right.
And a few months ago, when there was the Israel war, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that happened on a Friday night.
You better be out of position.
If you weren't out of the position, guess what? Market's going to open on Sunday. So now there's a war going on. You don't even know on what scale that war is going to break. Market could open 20, 30 points from where it closed, right?
Yeah. In either direction.
Would your broker, or would you guys, to limit that, would you just automatically pull people out before the market opened? Or would they I mean, since they left it open, obviously it's different on the prop trading firm side, but as a brokerage, would they pull you out and just take that loss or win at that point? Or would they leave you in and see how it plays out?
Well, if you have enough margins to hold a position overnight, you're able to. So
Okay.
if you don't have enough to hold a position overnight, let's say, for example, a margin is $13,000, and you have 11,000, 10,000. You're able to day trade, right?
Right.
End of day, we're gonna liquidate your position. You can't stay past the close if you don't have enough to hold. But let's say you have 14,000. That's $1,000 above margins, so you could hold that position. It doesn't mean you're not at risk, because market opens 20, 30 points against you, right? So you're not negative right now, but you lost almost all your account balance, right? But let's say market opens, and we've seen it happen where it limits down, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
it limits down when the market's free falling. No one's going to buy, right? If no one's buying, how are you going to sell? You have your sell in, the
Right.
market's free falling, right? Your sell's not going to get executed. And if it gets executed, you may have another 10, 15 points of slippage.
Or more. Yeah.
Now your account is negative.
That's when you get a call from the broker saying, "Hey, you got to pony up. You got to bring some money to the table." That's not a situation you want to be in.
Yeah, look, it's. I mean, we've seen it all, right? I've seen during 9/11 when market had 3 limit downs, and then they shut it for about almost a week. There was no trading, and people were stuck in the market for a week. You're stuck in the market. You couldn't get out.
Or in COVID when crude oil went below zero.
During COVID, yeah, when the interesting part about the zero and the negative was the fact that most trading platforms out there, it was designed to read positive numbers, right? So let's say 0.1, 0.2, and so on, positive. That it's not designed to read negative numbers. Market never trades in negative.
Right. Wow.
If
I
the
never even thought about that.
If the market goes to zero, that's it. It's off the exchange, right? It's done. So when crude was going down, a lot of traders, including myself, so I'm not going to say, oh, I knew market. I didn't even think market will trade in negative. I've never once experienced it in 20 plus years being in this industry, right? So market was going down, 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 down. A lot of traders, I would have probably made the same mistake. I would say, okay, it's going to go to 1 cent. I'm going to buy it at 1 cent, or I'm going to buy it at $1, thinking that it's not going to go any lower than that, right? So now you buy it at the lowest of the lowest, and you think you're going to hit the jackpot. Just a matter of time. Dude, I couldn't buy this at any lower price, you know? And then they're sitting on it. They think, okay, at one point this is going to turn around. We're going to make money. Market, I'm just going to give an example. It's at 1 cent. You bought it at 1 cent. Now market's trading in negative, but your trading platform is not updating the quote. So
Because
now
it's negative.
well, now you're stuck. If you bought it at 1 penny and you dumped all your money in there, now market's trading at negative. Your trading platform is not reflecting the money you're losing. So you don't even know the money you're losing. But from our end, it's chaos here, because we see clients negative, clients losing their shirt. So at this point, we're getting clients out of the market as best as we can, but the market's trading in negative. Now there's no volume too much in negative because people aren't trading in the negative. They don't even know you can trade in negative.
And then what do your broker not even allow you to buy at that point? Like you couldn't even get
out.
Yeah, you couldn't even get out, right?
The trading platform won't let you get out. This is why it's good dealing with an IB like the IB we have, because we're working for you on the back end. We're trying to get you out. But the reason we're getting you out, so our firm doesn't go down. Because if I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, to the FCM. Now I got to collect that money, but I need to have enough risk capital in GFF, because if we don't have our net capital, if we don't have a big cushion in net cap, and I only have the minimum, and we do have few $100,000 debit, right? And by the time we collect that, when market close, we have that money. We don't have it now. We're at risk of losing the brokerage firm. So we are at risk too. One of the reasons why we watch margins, yes, to protect our clients, but also to protect our firm. And now imagine you got to call clients when clients thinks that they're still long in crude oil. We got to call them and tell them that their account got wiped out. And good luck explaining that. Well, market traded in negative. Well, I didn't know.
Just avoid that and close positions, period.
Yeah. Valuable lesson to be learned right there, ladies and gentlemen.
They had no choice. It was one of those freak situation where I think any trader would want to take that opportunity, right? You're not going to have crude any lower than what it was. Right. But now they know that markets can trade at a negative. You know, it shouldn't, but allow it to happen. So now, you know, if the market goes to that ridiculously low, know that it could also go negative.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never even thought about that side of it. I remember when it was at like $17 a barrel during it, and I was like, I'm gonna try and short it. It's obviously clearly going down. I'm trying to short, and they wouldn't even let me in. I couldn't even get in at that point.
Yeah. Imagine it went in and now it's trading negative 20 something, you know, and
right. Yeah. Crazy. Well, you know, again, Greg, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time. I think this has been a fantastic learning experience, and we're so happy to be partnered up with you guys and being able to help our students out. So thank you so much for not only taking the time, but for everything that you do, man.
Sure. Appreciate it. No, thanks for having me.
Heck yeah. Anytime. You're welcome back anytime. I'm sure everybody here would
I was going to say, I think
from you.
We may want to do another one of these.
I agree.
Sometime in the very near future.
No, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys having me on the show, and looking forward to working with you guys. I mean, we've been working together for some time now, you know, but now with Legends Trading, I think there's a lot of great opportunities. We're discussing also where we're discussing with fabs that, hey, usually with other eval companies, you go through the combine, the eval, then you go through the master, but there's no growth. All you're doing is trading the master account and keeping 90% of the profit. Mm-hmm. But what can we do for those traders to reach another goal, another level? Maybe a CTA, or become a leader of a leader programs, somewhere where there's a growth, where it doesn't stop at master. With other eval companies, it stops at that master level, where your ultimate goal is to trade a prop money, and that's it. There's no growth. But what can we do where now you can potentially manage other people's funds, or become a leader of a follow the leader program, and so on. So we're having those discussions on the back end, in the background, you know, and see what we could do to enhance that client's experience, where this could be, if they are that successful trader, what can we do to help them with their career path of becoming a professional trader?
Yeah. You're sick of your 9 to 5 and you guys want to take the time to do it.
This is the way to do it.
Join the Grand Prix evolution. It is a game changer. Of that, I can promise you. Again, thanks everybody for tuning into the Life and Leverage podcast. Greg, again, thanks so much, Rand Man. Thanks again.
Sure.
See you next time.
See you guys. All right.